The advent of VR has brought with it some interesting new styles of games, things that wouldn't have made much sense or been nearly as compelling without the immersion of the medium. And that's probably never been more true for any game than The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets, which is about as simple as it gets from a gameplay perspective. But being able to peer into its worlds, take in the sights and sounds, and get immersed as much as I did, turned out to be an unforgettable experience, even if it didn't last quite as long as I would have liked.
Oh.
The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets tells a story about a brother and sister who don't get along. To get to the bottom of the quarrel, your grandfather presents different memories from your childhood as these embellished, imaginative floating worlds. For example, one time you cleaned your aquarium, and because of that there's a beach-themed memory with sea life and even a little floating submarine. The Curious Tale is just beautiful to look at, reminiscent of other diorama-style games like Ghost Giant and Moss, but manages to craft a look and feel all its own, with claymation-style animation that's so different from anything I've seen before in VR. The missing pets are, I'll just say it, absolutely adorable, and each level embodies a platforming trope from the 8 and 16-bit era. There's a Green Hill Zone, a Chill Man stage, Bonk's Adventure, and more, so oddly for a game that isn't about me at all, still managed to evoke memories from my own childhood. Coupled with a stunning soundtrack featuring music from the band Winter Garden, cute sound effects from the inhabitants of each floating world, and the occasional voiceover from your grandfather, The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets is simply delightful from an AV standpoint. Each of the 5 memories are accessed by unveiling picture frames in your old bedroom. They're unlocked one by one, so they're linear in order to tell the story sequentially, but you can always go back to an earlier level at any point, and find whatever you might have missed. Each floating world can be rotated and raised and lowered to a certain degree, so you never have to move from your seat to see everything you want. But that didn't stop me from leaning in really far to appreciate the detail and examine them from every possible angle to figure out how different elements might interact with each other. Because to progress and see everything there is to see, there are puzzles that you'll need to solve to find the hidden pets. Though, with few exceptions, they never feel much like puzzles, more like experimenting in tiny little sandboxes. Find the hairdryer? Melt some snow. Got a boulder? Plug that volcano up. And then, well, see what happens. Experimentation is key. And it's not just pets you're finding either. Every stage is littered with a certain amount of allowance money that'll keep you hunting high and low until you find every last coin. Plus everything from characters, pets, and even inanimate objects react to being touched, which means you'll want to reach out and touch as much stuff as you possibly can. For $15, it seems a little silly to complain about the game's length, so I'll try not to much, but I will say that I finished it in under 2 hours with every pet and every bit of allowance money found and collected. And once you're done, there's not a lot of reason to go back and play it again. So I'm desperately hoping that developer Fast Travel Games finds it in their heart to bring us an extra world or two in the form of DLC. That aside, however, what's here is so insanely charming and heartwarming that once you're done playing it for yourself, you'll want to show it to everyone you know.